Good morning, y'all. It is actually freezing out here. It's 30 degrees this Sunday morning. The frost has done a lot of damage in the garden, but that's okay because, have you ever noticed when plants are frozen and you have to cut them back, they come back even better. So I'm not sad about it, but let's go take a look. So you can see just everywhere where the leaves are dark and they look kind of glossy. They are frozen. But look at this. Look at this. It's a gentle Hermione rose. It hasn't frozen. So that's pretty interesting. Another thing that didn't seem to freeze are these Cecil Bruner roses. They seem to be fine. So that's a surprise. But I got to show y'all the bird bath because this is crazy. I don't even know if I've ever seen this before. Frozen solid. It's so wild. The little birdies haven't come out to eat yet. I did bring them. Everything's covered in frost, and it looks like so sad. This crunchy. The leaves are crunchy. I'm really thankful that I brought those Monarch caterpillars in. I even found one yesterday when I had come out here to get some more milkweed for them, and I have bunches of chrysalises. I can't wait to show y'all. Here's the other bird bath that is frozen. I don't know if that's solid. I think it's frozen solid. Isn't that wild? I think everything's usually surprised. Look at all the frost. Do you see that? Just frost covering the mulch. Yeah, I'll get an opportunity to cut all this stuff back and it can start over again. Here, this kale I have been growing for 2 years now. I've heard that it gets even tastier when it gets hit by frost, so I need to harvest some of that and try it. But everything's gonna be sleeping now. Oh, look who showed up. It's Ignacio. Hey, Ignacio. Are you hungry? He is probably starving. Come on, let's go get you some food. I felt bad when I thought about the oranges and how I hadn't picked all of them yet, and maybe they were getting ruined, but they're not. I just squeezed one and it doesn't feel like it's frozen solid or anything, so I'm still going to be able to pick some. They're not. They probably were a little more protected right here. But I was going to show y'all what I did yesterday. I pulled all the pots out of the potting shed, the ones that I had peas in, and I brought them out here, and I'm going to grow peas out here instead. They didn't seem to like growing inside the potting shed, so I've got them all lined up here, and I've planted some more peas, and I accidentally broke off a piece of the plumeria. That's that tree that has the flowers that lady flowers are grown on, and here's what you do with it. When you accidentally break one off, you just stick it in dirt and it will grow. Well, it's definitely warmer in the potting shed. The water's still flowing in the fountain. Everything seems to have made it. These Mexican bush sage cuttings are looking good. Look, can you see the little new growth right there? They're making it, but the salvia is not. Salvia is sad. And I'm going to strain these seeds. You see how it's moldy on the top right there? Now I think it's probably good. Those are the passion flower vine seeds that I put in there so that the goo that surrounds the seeds would just kind of rot off and then I'd be able to easily scrub it off. So I'll show you how to do that. It's too cold to do this outside, so I'm gonna have to take it in. So I've got this mesh bag that I'm gonna pour the seeds into, and then I'm gonna strain all the goo out of off the seeds. I'm gonna just wash it. You can see that there's still goo on the seeds, but it has been broken down. I'll show you how I'll clean it. So just hold it under the water and rub it between your fingers. All the goo from the seeds is going to come off, and you'll be left with clean seeds for passion flower vines. I'm going to leave the seeds in this mesh bag, and I'm just going to let them dry on a paper towel, and I'll show them to you next week. Yesterday I got to watch a chrysalis form. When the monarch caterpillars hang upside down in a J like this, they will hang for not a very long time, but it's hard to tell exactly when they're going to split their skin open, but all of a sudden they'll start shimmying and their skin will split open, and then the chrysalis will be emerge from under their skin. So I'm going to show y'all a little bit of that. Yesterday I videoed it. It wasn't in very good light, but and you see that dark one right there, that dark chrysalis. I don't think that one's going to make it. That's what happens when a parasite's in it. thought I would show y'all my African violets since I'm inside. These I grew from cuttings from the ones that have been on my grandmother's kitchen windowsill for over 50 years. She's propagated them from the same ones, and they're just now blooming. This is how you start them. You just cut a leaf off and you put it in dirt, and then the new plant will grow at the base of the leaf. And so I'm trying it again with this pink one because I'm really liking the pink blooms on this. Aren't they just lovely? Now the purple's good. I like the purple one, but look, it's just a little bit sprawling. It's a little messy. And this one hasn't bloomed yet. Now it took about 2 years once I took a cutting from the leaves for these plants to grow this large and to bloom. But aren't they just lovely? I bought these containers for growing African violets on Amazon. They're not really my favorite pattern or color or anything. I should have gotten the white ones. But what's cool about them is, if you know anything about African violets, the main thing is you do not water them from the top. They can't stand to have water on them. So these are inside something else that has water in it. You see down there, there's water, and there's a string, and it takes up the water, enough water to keep the dirt damp for them, just the way they like it. Not too much, not too little, but just enough. So that's the trick to growing them, is having the right container. And I hope y'all have a wonderful Sunday. It's going to be beautiful, even though it's going to be cold.